Talk about The Wave, 2019 movie. I had 2 pictures of that. Did you have them? Okay, all right. I'll tell you when to switch. Like towards the end, I guess. I had Justin Long in it, so I had to watch it because everything he's ever been in, I've enjoyed. I particularly liked him in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. That scene is like, no, I work in all male casts. Oh, like Glengarry Glen Ross? No, more like Glenn does Gary as Gary and Ross watch, you know, or something like that. I'm sorry, you talking about gay porn? Yes. And I mean, he's always been known as kind of a good character actor for a small cameo. He was also in that movie with Michael Cera where he cooked the mushrooms for his parents and they're flipping out, licking the carpet and stuff. Hilarious. But Justin Long was in the lead, so I was like, oh, okay. And I found out very quickly it's a drug movie, and an interesting one at that. And it's hard to explain what this movie is about if it's not about be careful with strange and unfamiliar drugs. Right? So he takes this kiss drug, weird kiss drug. They pull it out of a vial. They like light it up, like cook it like it's heroin or something like that, and then you blow on it or something. It becomes a goo. And then there's a giver and a receiver, and it has to be done with a kiss on the tongue. And so the giver puts the drug on the tongue, and then she kisses, or he or she kisses the person, and they share the trip. All right? It's a hallucinogen. Okay? So it's weird. The one who gives it is like the giver, and the other one's like the receiver or the whatever. Plus the chick they got for that role she's like 100% my type. Very cute girl. Anyway, so he's tripping balls through the movie. It's so hard to explain. It's almost like if I had ever taken like LSD or whatever, maybe this is what it's like. I've always wondered what it's like. Those kinds of things don't work on me because of the SSRIs. Hence all the water drinking. So he's tripping balls, and like it's all kind of centered around clocks. You know, the clocks start freaking out, and there's like, oh no, something's crazy's gonna come. He gets Justin Long get that worried look on his face, and so then he like teleports through time, and he teleports through time only during the time that he's on this drug, you know, and so he keeps like skipping around, and sometimes he's in this weird fantasy realm with the chick he kissed, and it's a crazy adventure, you know. There's not many likable characters in this movie. I don't even like the main character, Justin Long's character. I do not like him. All right. Chris Turk. I forget the actor's name, but he's been an actor since the 90s. Huh? Donald Faison? Okay, that does sound right. But he's been acting since the 90s. I should know his name. But Chris Turk and the giver chick are people I like. And the homeless guy, I like the homeless guy in this movie because he's always offering him a cigarette, you know, and that's very cool for a homeless guy to do. Plus the friend of the giver girl, who Chris Turk was with, Mr. Donald Faison or whatever. She's kind of cool too because she at one point, like towards the end of the movie, she really rips into Justin Long's character. You think I'm gonna put my best friend in contact with you? You almost got me killed. And that's kind of the point. Is this movie has tons of funny moments, even if you don't understand what's happening, and even just if you're picking up little bits and pieces here of what's happening, there's plenty of funny moments for you to laugh at. I mean, I don't want to ruin all of them. I just want to make sure I got this guy's name. Donald Faison. Thank you, EK. That's correct. You deserve it, buddy. I mean, because he's a hardworking actor. So, I lost my notes. Too busy looking up Donald Faison. Oh no, I came all the way out. Okay, here we go. They edit that out later. Anyway, so plenty of laughs. When Justin Long starts learning how to use this new drug ability, that's when like a lot of the really funny scenes start happening, you know, because he'll take a clock that's on a cell phone and he'll bang it against something and it'll send him to a new time. It's wild. But when he starts learning how to use it to affect things in reality, strange stuff starts happening around him. Like, but when he meets this one drug dealer who says, is like, oh, you're on something crazy? I could probably help you with that. And he's like, yeah, please show me. Because he's freaking out. He's been tripping balls all day. He doesn't know what's going on. So he's like, maybe this drug dealer can give me something that'll help me ride out this horrible trip I'm on. So this drug dealer, this is the one funny scene I'm going to tell you about. The drug dealer starts laying out all these drugs he's got. And it's like, depends on what you're on. Depends on what you've taken, you know? And it's like, I don't know what it is. And he tries to describe it. The guy's never heard of it. So he lays out all his drugs. Is like, this is what I got. And he turns around for a second. Hey, man, you got that baggie over there? And as soon as he turns around, it says that Justin Long just puts his face down on the tray and just starts shoving all these drugs into his mouth. It's insane. It's insane. And he sits back, and as he realizes what he's doing, the drug dealer gets, what are you doing? Oh, you're dead. It's like, number one, you owe me a lot of money. Number two, you're going to die soon, so I need to collect soon. And so, but he starts realizing how to change the events of what happened based upon once he starts figuring out how to use the drug. And it makes for some really funny scenes. So I don't want to spoil the laughs you'll get. You'll see what I mean, though. And it's funny because people react in a very genuine way when crazy stuff is happening. Because I don't know if you've ever seen crazy stuff happening, but people will say and do funny stuff if something crazy, like weird happens. Like if a fight breaks out. I was in a fight once, like where a guy freaked out and tried to run and ran straight into a wall, knocked himself out. You know, it's like that scene in Breaking Bad where Skylar threatens Ted Betteke. And Betteke freaks out and starts running and slips on a rug and knocks himself out for 6 months. You know, stuff like that happens in a panic situation, and so and people do say and do the funny things when that happens. So it's very realistic in terms of the way people reacting. The Wave 2019, 7 of 13 stars. You may find it hard to follow. It's kind of like the theatrical version of Donnie Darko in many ways. Yeah, this is the friend who tells off Justin Long, deservedly. And she seems pretty cool. I like her. But the funny scenes that happen along the way, it brings you back to reality. It's like, oh, I'm in a movie. This is a movie. It doesn't really matter if the plot makes no sense. And the funny stuff is really the cherry on top of this movie that pushes it over 6 stars into 7 stars. It's better than average. The last scene reveal where you see there's a reveal in the last scene, and you get to zoom in on Donald Faison, and he goes, "Huh, title card." And that's brilliant. That's brilliant writing. You knew when to end the movie. That's a perfect place to end the movie, and kudos to the writers for doing that. And that's why I think that even though, this movie is a crazy, wild, insane drug trip, there was actually some thought put behind the writing, and I do appreciate that, because sometimes you'll see a movie about, drug use and stuff like that, and it's all over the place. I recently rewatched Dude, Where's My Car? It's like, what the hell is going on in this movie? Thank you for having a plot. The wave. Plus, it's a cool effect of the drug when it kicked in, when the wave. Good name for the movie with a good effect to go behind it. Well done. Well done.